Ladies and gentlemen, this is your WWE WrestleMania Backlash review on Sunday night, May 16th, 2021. Unfortunately, goddamn technical difficulties have taken over again as I try to log onto my computer after tonight's show had concluded and I couldn't log on and it was frozen for a very long, like 10 minutes. And I was supposed to have Cameron Johnson on here, and it sucks, man. It really sucks. But I already talked to him a couple minutes ago. He said it's all fine. He's gonna be on the channel next week. Just gonna get a couple channel updates for next week because it's gonna be maybe a crazy week. The next couple weeks are gonna be crazy here on the Big Fight Field channel with everything that's going on with school. But Tuesday night, just to get this out of the way, then we'll talk about the show. Actually, you know what? Never mind. I'm all over the place. I want to talk about the show first. Then I will talk about the schedule for next week. But technical difficulties have taken over. I'm very sorry for that. So I am riding solo here tonight on the Big Fight Field channel. We had WrestleMania Backlash, which I had very low expectations for tonight. I was not that excited to watch this show whatsoever, to believe it or not. But it actually turned out to be a very good show, if you ask me. Besides everything that involved with Damian Priest and The Miz and all of the zombie bullshit, that was horrific. That was absolutely awful. And I'm going to say it right now. I saw somebody on AEW saying, everybody on Twitter talking about AEW. Of course, everybody compares AEW bad things to this. And they're like, you know, everybody is complaining and whining about zombies, while meanwhile, nobody's, whatever. They brung up the AEW explosion, the dud with Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega. First of all, clown, okay, yes, everybody rightfully criticized that because it was one of the worst pay-per-view finishes ever. But it was a botched finish that was botched by the production team. This was not botched. This was actually written into the plans, and it was planned for these zombies to come in and be a part of the show. So your take is absolutely horrible. But besides that, this was a very good show. We are going to get into it. I thank you guys for joining me tonight. Unfortunately, I am filming on my cell phone, kind of like the older days on the Big Fight Field channel. But hopefully by tomorrow morning, I will have a thumbnail and a loud comment and all of that good stuff. Hopefully tomorrow morning before school, I could get that up for you guys. But if you have not already, be sure to go check out all the things from this past week. We got Raw, AEW, and SmackDown. So, also, if you want to, you could check out the WrestleMania Backlash predictions with Win Brantley. I want to thank him for coming on the channel as well. So, let's get into the review, man. I'm not going to be that long, honestly. Now that I'm filming on my phone, I don't want to be that long tonight. I got a long week ahead of me, and it was a long week for me. So, we start off the main card with the triple threat for the Raw Women's Championship. We had Charlotte, Asuka, and Rhea Ripley. Like I said on the predictions, Rhea Ripley is probably going to retain, and Charlotte Flair is not going to get pinned. That way she can cry and weasel her way into yet another championship match, which looks to be the case because Rhea Ripley did retain the Raw Women's Championship in a very good opening match for the championship. Charlotte Flair, I don't know about you guys. She still has terrible moonsaults. She lands on her feet every time, and realize how she went for the moonsault and she literally landed on her feet right in between Asuka and Rhea Ripley. Her moonsault was terrible. A terrible moonsault by Charlotte right there. And I just wanted to point that out, but I find it ridiculous how Charlotte still sucks at her moonsaults. Go take lessons from Io Shirai, or go take lessons from Christopher Daniels. You saw him do a moonsault on Dynamite. So go take lessons from one of them on to how to hit a proper moonsault, okay? But the match was very good. Rhea Ripley got the win with the Riptide on Charlotte. She retains the Raw Women's Championship. You can see Charlotte's all pissed off. She's mad. I guarantee you on Raw the next couple weeks, she is going to run and cry to Sonya Deville, I didn't lose at the pay-per-view. Rhea Ripley pinned Asuka. I need a match against Rhea for the Raw Women's Championship, and she's going to be granted it, of course. Of course. They had to protect their golden girl in Charlotte Flair. Of course they did. And now that I have it in mind, I actually want to talk about this for a little bit. The next pay-per-view for WWE, it seems to be scuffled around a little bit. It was originally, like always, going to be... Freaking fly in here, man. What the heck? Get the heck away from me. We have some fly action on the WrestleMania Backlash review. Anything can happen, but we have Hell in a Cell on June 20th. That is Father's Day. It was originally supposed to be Money in the Bank. And according to reports that I read during the show, the reason that is because Money in the Bank is moved to July 18th. And that is going to be the first event allowed back with fans full time. Not what happened at WrestleMania where they allowed fans for 2 nights and then they went right back to the Thunderdome. This is full time. So you know what, man? I'm okay with it. And it's actually a little change in the pay-per-view schedule. It's the same every year. Oh, Hell in a Cell, it's Halloween season. We got to have Hell in a Cell coming up. I still hate the pay-per-view Hell in a Cell that we still have it because it's just a gimmick pay-per-view. I hate that. I hate names. I hate pay-per-view names that are named after matches. Hell in a Cell, Extreme Rules, TLC, Elimination Chamber. I hate that stuff. I really do. Money in the Bank. Besides Money in the Bank, maybe, but you know, I might be in a boat of the minority here, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with Hell in a Cell happening in June, but I wanted to get that off my chest, just get that out of the way. We then had the SmackDown Tag Team titles with the Mysterios versus Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. This was actually a great match with a really good story. So, before the match even began, okay, Dominic Mysterio got attacked by Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler during the pre-show match, and then before the match, the doctor told Dominic, look, you can't go out there. You're not medically cleared and stuff like that. We knew where it was going, okay? But it was really damn good, and it was entertaining as hell. Rey Mysterio was out there 2-on-1 for most of the match. Then Dominic came down. They told a good story with, Rey wanting to protect his son, but Dominic wanted to do anything it took, even if it was a risk of injury, of winning the tag team titles with his father So he tags himself into the match. He gets a couple offensive maneuvers. He then tags into Rey Mysterio once again. Rey gets hit with a zigzag. Dolph Ziggler, Rey Mysterio kicks out. I'm sorry. Then, Rey hits a 619 onto Robert Roode, and then he goes to hit a sunset flip over on the barricade to Dolph. Tags in Dominic. Dominic hits a nice frog splash onto Robert Roode, and the Mysterios are the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions in a great match. Really good. I loved it. This was fun. This is, no one's really going to be talking about the match once the pay-per-view's over, but it was a great match. And we had new tag team champions. First ever father and son duo to be the tag team champions in WWE. And it was cool, and it was a cool moment. The only complaint that I have about this is that this would have been a phenomenal WrestleMania moment. You had WrestleMania for the first time in over a year in front of fans, and you saved the father and son moment for a month later in the Thunderdome at WrestleMania Backlash. Meanwhile, you had a atrocious tag team turmoil that involved the women in it. You could have had that on SmackDown, okay? You could have had that on SmackDown, the women's tag title match on night 1, and then night 2, you could have given us the Mysterios beating Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler to win the tag team championships in front of a live audience instead of winning it in the Thunderdome. But nonetheless, it was a very cool moment, and Mysterios won the tag team titles. But then, oh my God, we went from that. This might be the most talked about point to the entire show. We went from that to this freaking lumberjack match with Damian Priest and The Miz. Oh my God, man. WWE was talking about AEW and Blood and Guts. That match was making the bit going back 30 years in the business. What about this? Or AEW Blood and Guts. That match was a bad image for the industry. How about this shit? The zombies. The zombie shit. This was atrocious. Everybody hated it. You might not believe me. Even Ryan Satin said that he disliked it. The WWE shill who runs the WWE on Fox account, he tweeted on his own account that he disliked everything with the zombies. Even he hated it. That goes to show this shit was horrible. This is stuff you would see on Monday Night Raw. How is it that in this feud we go from bunnies to zombies? How? They were probably listen. I understand they wanted to promote Dave Bautista's movie. I don't even know what the hell it's called, but you couldn't promote it in a commercial or something like that. You couldn't promote it in a 24/7 title segment with R-Truth that nobody would care about. No, you had to go out of your way, write it into a pay-per-view, and make it a part of a match with Damian Priest and The Miz. Damian Priest, who we're actually trying to get over here, yet he's involved in this shit, garbage, diarrhea Sunday with The Miz. This was horrible. Probably will go down legit the worst match of the year. It actually is probably the worst match of the year because this match was horrible. The zombie thing was so embarrassing and distracting that it took away from the match, and that you couldn't even really pay attention to the match because there were zombies standing all around the ring. This was atrocious. This was absolutely atrocious, to say beyond belief, to say the least. Damian Priest wins, and then at the end of the match, he runs away from the zombies like they're scary. Like, bro, are you serious? You're Damian Priest. Why are you running away from zombies? Like, are you kidding me? And then all the zombies go in and they eat the Miz. They hug I don't even know. They eat the Miz. I don't even know what to say. Unbelievable. This shit was embarrassing. This was a very good pay-per-view, but without the shit, you could have made a very good pay-per-view into a great pay-per-view. And when you go back and you like, why was Backlash not a great pay-per-view? This is the reason. This match right here. And in May, so far in May 2021, okay? Right now, this is the worst match of the year. This is some of the worst stuff I have seen in professional wrestling in 2021. Then we had Bayley versus Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I don't really got much to say here because I really want to talk about the next two matches. But this was a good match for the Women's Championship. Bayley and Belair work really well together. At the end, Bayley tried to cheat a lot. She had her feet on the bottom rope. She was holding the middle rope, but Belair kicked out. Then at the end of the match, it was actually Belair who was cheating. And she rolled up Bayley, and she wrapped her hair around Bayley's legs so that she couldn't kick out of it. So, and it looked very sloppy as well. The match was good. It was good for what it was, but that finish came off very sloppy. I don't know what had happened there, but that was not that good. That finish was not that good. And to be honest with you, I actually preferred the Raw Women's title match than this match. Just because of the bad finish, I think. So Bayley's yelling at Michael Cole, write it down in your notes. Belair cheats to win. She's a make-believe champion and all that stuff. So I think this is their way of continuing the storyline between Bianca Belair and Bayley going into Hell in a Cell, because they eventually want to save the Sasha Banks match for a big event. You don't throw Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair away on a D pay-per-view like Hell in a Cell. But I'm not comparing Bayley to Sasha Banks. But if I'm going to be honest with you, Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair is a bigger story, especially if Sasha comes back and she's a heel. I thought that was going to happen tonight. I'm kind of glad it didn't happen, because WWE might be doing a smart thing here. They might be saving Belair and Banks for SummerSlam. And if that's the case, that's not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea if that's the case. So Belair is going to continue her feud with Bayley, and they will probably have another match at Hell in a Cell. So that's my guess of what's happening there. And then we get into the WWE Championship match. Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, and Bobby Lashley. Triple threat match, WWE Championship. You know, I love I love making fun of Braun on the channel because it's just easy to. It's so easy to make fun of Braun Strowman. He really is my most hated wrestler. I don't like him at all. I think he doesn't check the box at all methods, besides the fact that, he's a tall, strong guy. But the rest of the stuff, I don't really... He doesn't click with anything of me. But all three guys put in a lot of effort in this match. Braun Strowman put a lot of effort in this match. We've seen stuff. We've seen Braun do some stuff in this match that we've never done, but we've never seen him do before. So to believe it or not, I'm gonna give Braun Strowman some credit here. I know. Calm down. This was Braun Strowman's best match since probably Extreme Rules of 2019 when he fought Bobby Lashley in the Last Man Standing match. This was a very good WWE Championship match. Very chaotic. We did not get the ending I predicted. Instead, we got brawling on the ramp, steps, barricade. No one went through a barricade, but they revisited the spot in 2019 where Braun Strowman sent Bobby Lashley through the LED screen. Instead, Drew McIntyre pushed Bobby Lashley through the LED screen with all the pyrotechnics going off and that stuff. So that was a cool moment. And then it was just McIntyre and Strowman. Strowman caught McIntyre. I don't know what McIntyre was going for, but Strowman caught him in mid-air and powerbombed him through the announce table. That was a very nice spot. He had a set time in the ring. Never seen Braun Strowman do that before. And then at the end, McIntyre hits a Claymore on Strowman. Bobby Lashley comes running down, throws Drew out of the ring, hits a spear on Strowman, and my man, the almighty Bobby Lashley, retains the WWE Championship. Very good championship match. My favorite match of the night up until this point. Absolutely the correct result as well. Braun Strowman, come on, man. Braun Strowman as the WWE Champion. I don't want Monday Night Raw to be as worse as it is right now. But he retains, and I think that Drew McIntyre is going to get another shot at the WWE Championship. You watch. It's very easy to predict where this is going. And with Braun Strowman taking the pin tonight, I don't think this feud with McIntyre and Lashley is over. I think they are going to have yet another match inside Hell in a Cell in June. So that's that. And then the main event. We had Cesaro challenging Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. This was an awesome main event. This match was freaking awesome, man. Not my favorite title defense from Roman Reigns. Not my favorite. But this match was friggin' awesome. Cesaro brung it. He looked a little bit nervous before the match, but Roman Reigns was amazing. Cesaro brung it. He brung Roman to the brisk of defeat. Like I said, he almost did. He powered out the guillotine a lot of times. Powerbomb. The story of the match was great. They were working on Cesaro's left arm. That way Cesaro would not... I think it was his right arm. I'm not sure what arm it is, but Roman Reigns was working Cesaro's arm so that he couldn't swing Roman Reigns around and he couldn't hit Roman Reigns with a neutralizer, which he never did. He didn't do any of those things in this match. Roman Reigns at the end put Cesaro in the guillotine. Cesaro powered out of it. Roman got back in and Cesaro passed out. And Roman Reigns has another clean... Roman Reigns has another clean Universal Championship successful title defense here tonight at WrestleMania Backlash. Awesome main event. By far my favorite match of the night. Probably going to go back and watch it tomorrow. That's how good it was. And the ending, Jey Uso came down. He put the Hawaiian necklace on Roman Reigns to acknowledge him as the tribal chief. He then gave Cesaro a super kick. About to go up to the top rope for the splash. Out came Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins came out, had a stare down with Roman Reigns, and then beat the crap out of Cesaro. He had a chair attached to Cesaro's arm, slammed it onto the ring post, gave Cesaro a curb stomp, and we are resuming the feud between Seth Rollins and Cesaro. And after tonight, I can see them going inside of Hell in a Cell. So that was WrestleMania Backlash. Awesome main event. Roman Reigns is still the Universal Champion. Cesaro, I'm really happy Cesaro got the main event as well. Just get that out of the way real quick, because I thought the main event was going to be the WWE title match. But the fact that they let this match main event and Cesaro was in there, I loved it. And at the end of the day, it was the right call, because this was an awesome match. And I don't think the WWE Championship match was very good, but I don't think it was going to top the Universal Championship match with Reigns and Cesaro. But guys, I'm getting out of here. Thank you for watching the review. Like I said, I'm sorry about the technical difficulties, and I can't have Cameron Johnson on the review tonight. What is going to happen this week, though, I'll do the little schedule now. You'll have your typical Raw tomorrow night. Computer hopefully will be fine. Tuesday, no NXT. No NXT on Tuesday. I will be at the Phillies game. They are playing the Miami Marlins. I was thinking of doing a vlog, but I'm like, you know what? It's a night at the ballpark. It's going to be a great night. I just want to go there. I just want to relax there. Enjoy myself with my father, who I'm going with. Today's his birthday. So a happy birthday shout out to my father. I just want to go to Citizens Bank Park with him. Have a good night there. Don't worry about vlogging. So Tuesday will be nothing. Wednesday, AEW Dynamite with Wesley Williams. Thursday, nothing. Friday, SmackDown. Cameron Johnson is going to be on SmackDown this coming Friday, the SmackDown review. And then the weekend will be episode 9 of the Big Fight Field podcast. And then the following week, big week because it's Double or Nothing. We're going to make a big Double or Nothing week here on the Big Fight Field channel. And I can't wait for it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button for all the content coming up this week and this week coming up and the following week after that, which is Double or Nothing week. You're going to want to hit the subscribe button, man. There's going to be some great things coming up here on the Big Fight Field channel. Comment down below your thoughts about tonight's WrestleMania Backlash pay-per-view. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from me on the review tonight. And follow me on Twitter at Conlon_Joseph. Let's get to 2.3K followers on Twitter before Double or Nothing in 2 weeks. And guys, we got the fallout of WrestleMania Backlash tomorrow night. Will WWE follow up on it? I highly doubt it. But you know who will follow up on tonight? Me. Because you'll see me tomorrow night for the Raw review here on the channel. Whether the computer works or not, I'm still going to give you a great Raw review, just like I gave you a great WrestleMania Backlash review tonight. So have a good night, guys. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy.